Hey everyone, Monet here with SketchDeck, and today I have Katie, a project manager, here with me, and she is a wealth of knowledge to SketchDeck. And today we are going to be talking about project briefs and how to set you guys up for success so that when you do send your brief over to Katie, a project manager, or somebody else on our team, and a designer, the process is seamless and smooth, and we get the design back to you accurately. So thanks for being with me today, Katie.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Perfect subject.
Yes, it is, because we get a lot of questions about this.
And it's such an important piece of the puzzle, and I feel like it can be intimidating
For sure.
for a client to put together a brief. And in reality, it's important to know there's a human on the other end. I'm gonna read this, one of my amazing colleagues is gonna read this, and we can interpret whatever you give us. So, we've got some good tips to help you set up a brief for success. But at the same time, don't be scared to just kind of put your ideas down on paper, get it on that brief page, and send it over to us, start that conversation.
Awesome, perfect. So what would you say are some pain points clients have when creating a brief? What are the main things you're seeing?
Yeah, so specifically, when working with SketchDeck, we have a couple different levels of design. And the two most common are our creative level service and our follow style level service. And there can be a lot of confusion around what constitutes as follow style, what constitutes as creative. And I see this a lot. I see clients who will send something in and it could very much be follow style. However, if we have multiple ways that we can kind of solve the design problem at hand, and we don't have firm direction from the client, we can take that information, say I just recently received a brief that is for a truck wrap. So, somebody needs their branding all around a semi-truck. And there's multiple ways that we can take X, Y, and Z elements of your brand and put them on the truck. So if you want us to follow style, if you want a more affordable and faster project, that falls into follow style helps you achieve it being a faster and cheaper project. However, in order to follow a style, we either need to have created a truck wrap prior, where we're just kind of like plugging and chugging your new elements into that design, or a super duper simple sketch, or even like written instruction. I would like these 5 elements on this side of the truck and the other ones on this side. That way we can follow the style. It's a style you've verbally told us, but that works. And if we don't have that instruction, then it really falls into the creative realm, because we can take your brand elements and kind of provide so many different solutions. It's a blank canvas, that truck,
Right, exactly. There's so many options.
Exactly.
So if I'm a client following style, I probably need to be a little bit more detailed in my brief, right?
More detailed in your brief, and I mean, number one, you absolutely need to have a brand identity in place. Ideal situation, if we're building out a deck, we've got a template that you've either created internally on your side and have used in the past, and we can pull from that and follow the style of that deck. Or you have a one-pager that you've done previously, you like that design, you need to update the content. Maybe you need some new visuals, but it's overall going to fall into your brand style and the overall layout of the previous. So that's something that really, I think, is very tricky to understand. What constitutes as follow style, what constitutes as creative.
Perfect.
And I think a good trick is thinking like, are there multiple ways that SketchDeck or a designer could approach this design solution? If there's multiple ways, then we need to provide you with samples, we need to provide you with those options so we can iterate back and forth, and that takes it to the creative level.
Perfect. So me as the client, if I am going to do a creative service, that means that I would ask myself that question, do I want multiple takes? Do I want to put this in different ways? Perfect. Yeah. So a follow-up question to that, when I'm going to you with that brief and I've decided to be creative, I want to go the creative route, I'm not a designer. Can I draw this out for you, or what do you need? Like visuals? Should I just write it out? What's best for you as the project manager?
So we want to hear what you want to achieve. We want to know, what are your goals with this asset that you're creating? Anything that you can give us to kind of guide us in that direction. I get clients who know exactly what they want, and they can just give you the spiel, what they need, what they want, and that's amazing. There's also a lot of fun in kind of helping the client discover what it is that they need, and ways that we can do that, or what they need and what they want. Ways that we can do that are receiving kind of your inspiration, your mood board. You know, what have you seen that has, you know, triggered your what's called your attention?
Exactly.
You know?
What do you like? What's appealing to you in your design and what you're trying to relay?
Absolutely. Like, what do you feel have you ever seen, you know, a landing page or another deck, or just kind of a company branding in general, and thought, that's kind of the look and feel I want. That's the emotional response I want my viewers to have when they see my piece.
That's a good point, and it doesn't always have to be in the vertical that I'm in. Like, I'm in design, but it could be a food company that's selling burgers, and I love their design, and maybe I could send that to you.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be the exact type of asset that you're designing either. You know, if you're designing a deck, we don't need to see another deck as your inspiration. You could, you know, send a billboard you've seen, or screenshot a landing page, or an email design, forward us the email.
Yeah. Perfect. So it's like you know, any options are out there, just anything creative and design wise. I love that. Well, thank you, Katie. Are there any other last tips you'd like to leave us with? I mean, we covered a lot.
Yeah, you know, one thing that comes to mind, and people don't think of it very often, is it's also great to tell us what you don't like.
Oh, true.
What have you seen that just, like, it's not working, you do not want us to go in that direction? That's like more helpful than you could imagine.
I didn't think about that. So yeah, if I saw like the most recent email template from XYZ brand, I won't name any brands, and I was like, oh, this is cluttered, I don't love it, I could send that over and say, you know, I don't want our, you know, template to look like this. I want more of a clean design.
Yeah, and if you have any specifics as to why you don't like it, you know, I couldn't find the call to action button, or I had to scroll for too long. Those are all great things that we can kind of like put in our toolbox of understanding what it is that you're trying to achieve.
Perfect. I love that. Well, thank you, Katie, for being with us. This was amazing. And for you guys, if you ever set up a project with us, know that you have an option to set up a call with your project manager, which I think is really beneficial. So maybe if it's your initial project with SketchDeck, always set up that call. So thank you again, Katie, and we'll see you guys next time.